Hi everyone, I am here at Yoga on the Mountain in Snowmass. Just had the most incredible yoga class this morning. Krista DeBure, who's helping to run this whole thing, told me I had to go to the 8 a.m. class to be in Diana Vitantonio's class.
That's such a good pronunciation.
That's how you have to say it.
Yeah,
And
hi,
I
everyone.
was, this is Diana. Diana.
Yeah, Diana.
And we have not met before this class, but I was so blown away by the energy of her class that I wanted to bring her on to meet all of you. And you can ask questions because we can see the comments, kind of. But so I wanted to ask you, so
Yes.
how her class was so empowering, and it incorporated everything from, well, I'm going to let you talk about as you move through the water and the fire, and tell me more about all of that, and who you are, where did you come from, and where can people find you?
Oh, okay. Yes, all of that.
Okay, we can wrap that up later.
Well, first of all, you can find me. I have a couple of different Instagrams. You can find me under my name. I also go by the handle Soul Activist, and I started a style of yoga a couple of years ago called Breathless Yoga. So you can find me on Breathless Yoga. So that's where I'm going to start.
As she takes a deep breath.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to make it a little closer. Is that too close?
Yeah.
I like that. Okay.
Hello.
Okay, there she is.
Anyway, it's the reason why I came up with this style of yoga is I had been teaching yoga. I've been teaching yoga for 17 years, and I started out as a vinyasa teacher, and just kind of hit a plateau, and I kind of found that I was just imbalanced in my life, in my whole of my life. So my body was, my mind was, my emotions were, and in my imbalance, I went through a couple of really major traumas in my life that really rocked my world and brought me to my knees. And I had just found myself in a place of just the lowest self-esteem that I had ever been in. I had found myself not strong, not trusting my life, really trying to grasp and hold on and control everything that I had no control over. And so I decided, I really just actually held my hands in prayer and said I really wanted to live and live better. And I wanted to be asked on how I could live better. And I just was pushed to do a bunch of different things, and I think Breathless Yoga is just a reflection of what I had been putting into practice. So I had added Yin Yoga into my vinyasa, which is these long, slow, deep holds, which you're getting into the joints. You're trying to create space in the joints, and you really have time to get in your body and feel. Because when you go through a trauma, you completely disassociate from your body. You go I don't want to feel this. And then you're I don't know if I want to feel anything ever again. And so you're living from this place where it's you're neck down dead. And there's nothing empowering about not being down in your body. And so...
Okay, so we had it on live in her class this morning, so you can go back and take a look at that as well. Just glimpses of it. But so Diana mentioned she had a near-death experience. Is this what what you were talking about?
Yeah. And I had this moment where I was I'm gonna die right here, and but I didn't. And it really brought me into this place of really wanting to live like never before.
But you had already had your yoga practice.
I had my yoga practice for a really long time and been teaching for a really long time.
But this is where the shift happened.
This is
where
where
you
the
brought
shift.
In the yin.
I brought in the yin, and then what I realized is, I know all of you in Aspen are really great athletes, but or a lot of you are, right?
Yeah. Aggro.
I tried to run from here to there, and I couldn't do. I felt like I was gonna die. I've had that same feeling of me. I literally going through that same feeling of I might not make it. And so I recognized I needed to do something, some cardio. And I thought, why can't I pull that into yoga? So we do a little portion of high intensity interval training where we get the heart rate up to that point of being breathless. So it's that point of losing control of your breath, that place of, I mean, it's almost as if you're going back to that same feeling of that near-death experience, but instead of really thinking, I'm going to die here, you recognize that you're totally safe there. And I believe that's how you heal trauma. I think you have to get into your body, feel that same feeling, but maybe have joy about it. Maybe, change your mind and think like, wow, I'm actually pretty safe in this moment. And for me, it's done huge things.
How did you find that? Like, how did you find that? Because I have a few friends that are going through trauma or have gone through trauma.
Yeah.
And I've experienced their being so raw that they're living in another world. They're living in a different world.
Yeah, because we can get caught up in being like a victim, and being like, this happened to me. And instead of, so there's an opposite, right? There's, like if you blame anyone for anything, or the world, or, anything for anything, it's different than saying I co-create my reality. Like
take ownership over who
yeah,
you
like
are in your life.
Yeah, like I get to choose this. And so it's like we have to, remove that feeling of you did this to me. And one of the best things you can actually do, as weird as it sounds, is to have something really horrible and say, I did that. Especially if you feel like you didn't do it, because then like real change will happen in your life. Because what you're doing is you're just like, I'm gonna own what I don't even know. And just really start living your life again rather than just slowly hiding. So I was like, I'm not gonna hide. I'm not gonna put my head in shame. I'm not gonna punish myself. I'm gonna forgive, and I'm gonna get breathless every day.
Well, and let's talk about what breathless is. But I want to say that when I was talking to the other girls from Yoga in the Mountain before Diana walked up, everyone was talking about how she's such a signature of strength, and how she's got this body like, I say, a stallion. They were calling her like an avatar.
Oh yeah, they do. I
like
know.
the stallion.
It's all really great. Thank you.
So here's this person that appears to be and is now a signature of strength, and she does this class Breathless. She does this practice Breathless. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So I think Breathless is a little bit of everything. I think our soul came here to experience everything. And so what I hope is that in one experience, one class, you can be everything.
And it incorporated everything.
Yeah. So I use the elements found in nature. So air, earth, water, fire, ether. And we incorporate all of it. And so it's to become, like when we do yin, it's really low to the earth. You're like in the earth. So can you just like release? Can you surrender, release, and be earth? When we move through vinyasa, one breath, one movement, it's water. And can you not control the pace of your life? Like sometimes like life is guiding you to go. One of the reasons why I almost died is because I didn't listen to the guidance that was like being given to me right here in my gut. And so it was telling me to go somewhere, and I stayed, and I really paid for that, and learned greatly. So I'm grateful for it. But
so to flow like water, and
flow
that
like
really
water.
resonated well with me, which I was just told I was water in a workshop I did. But I think that to let yourself flow and not get tight and
control.
Right, and to make the choice.
Yeah.
What you're saying, to make that commitment in that, well, you didn't say commitment, but to make the choice and to change your mindset maybe?
Yeah, to say that you're not human, because a lot of times people are like, we're going too fast, we're not safe. And it's like, but we are safe, but we are.
But you have to trust your instinct.
Yeah, it's like just it's a belief system. Like there's a lot of things where people are like, Wayne Dyer said, fearful people live in a fearful world. Loving people live in a loving world. Same world. Same
Sorry.
Same
Thank
exact
you.
world. We get the breath and the air changes. There's things where we just let there be space. That's ether. Then there's fire, which is the ability to sit in a yoga pose and feel that burning sensation instead of saying like, oh, my thigh is burning, I'm out of here. Right, I'm getting out. We're gonna go. Oh, I'm gonna become this fire, and I'm gonna burn, and get stronger because of it. So it's like the ability, and then we get breathless, that moment. I mean, like, what did we do today? We did like mountain climbers and burpees. I know it's so different than
Great music.
To great music, yeah. We moved to the beat of the music, so it's so fun.
In Snowmass on the stage where they had the free concerts. I mean, it was incredible.
Yeah, music's a huge part of my life and my healing. Like, to me, music heals, and it just speaks so much. It's storytelling, and I storytell too, but it's like storytelling where you get to like tap into that heart and your emotions.
And you're sharing that with others so that they can do it. So you've learned something that now you feel like you need to just give that to others and bring them in.
Yeah, because I think even after this whole shift in my life happened, my creativity burst open, and I really felt like I needed to be more like, I considered myself an artist and needed to share my art. And there was a woman in class today. She was in the back row, and she was not young. She was not, and I want to say she was not 20 years old. She wasn't 30 years old. She wasn't 40 years old. She wasn't 50 years old. I don't think she was 60 years old. But she came up to me after class with tears in her eyes, and she just said, I want to thank you so much for that. It really moved me, and I think that's what keeps me doing what I'm doing. I hope that people feel moved, and there's something about that, and there's something about feeling the sacred in a group, and there's something about feeling sacred, period, and having a witness.
So you can take her Diana's teacher training, I saw.
Yeah.
So what's that? When is that? What is that? What is that? I mean,
I have one coming up in Arkansas, and it's totally designed for people if they want to come out of town. I do it in 9-day increments, so it's 100 hours and then 100 hours, so it's a 200-hour program. But 2018, I'll be doing way more intensive programs, maybe even smaller than 200-hour trainings for people that just want to learn a little bit of it, but maybe have taken their 200-hour or taken a 200-hour training, or just doesn't really want to teach or take the whole 200-hour, but wants to learn a little bit about the breathless style and how I have really come to heal.
Well,
and it's still healing, by the way.
Yeah, it's always it's forever, right? It's forever growing, forever healing and learning. But congratulations for bringing this to such a level that now you have a lot of people that actually want to train and do it as well. And your energy is captivating. I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to have you on here. And so how can people find you?
You can email me, Diana@breathlessyoga.com. You can find me on Facebook, Diana Vitantonio. You can find me on Instagram. I have a website, a Breathless Yoga website. I also have a personal website, Diana Vitantonio. I'm just started writing, so I do a lot of writing and poetry also. But yeah, you can find me all over the internets. Send me a message. And
we're about to go into an inversion class, so a lot of you may know that I got staples put in my head last time I tried to do a handstand. So maybe we'll reconvene afterward, and I'll let you know
if we're alive.
Don't ask me. I don't know. Ask Aaron King. He'll tell you all about it. Thank you all for joining us, and we're going to put something together on the blog as well so that you can see more of Diana. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Big hug to you guys in Aspen. Thanks for watching.
And come to Yoga on the Mountain. They still have the rest of the afternoon and tomorrow. And mention Aspen Real Life. They might still give you a discount. We had one going for the full pass. But,
and
you can take single classes. Year too. And next year.
So put it on your calendar.
So make sure to make a note for next year as well. Okay, thank you all.
Bye.